Good.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, Anat. Hello, everybody. Good evening.
How are you? Thank you for your time and thank you for being here. And for anyone who doesn't know you, so you're Maria Johnson. You're an ex-surgeon, a doctor, but at some point you decided to left the system, and now you're combining actually um, Ayurveda medicine
Yes,
with all your knowledge
I
as a doctor. Yeah.
I did. As you said, I left the system because I realized that we are actually in Western medicine treating the wrong way. Even though being an ex-surgeon, emergency doctor, I've seen many things in my life, but it wasn't fulfilling. I thought this can't be it. Must be much more than that. So I left the system and I did study Ayurveda for 8 years, and I combine Western medicine with Ayurveda. I do also Chinese medicine because it's very similar, and also acupressure when I have obviously the patients physically. So I combine all this together to try my best. Of course, it's not always possible, but most of the time it's feasible that we treat in a holistic and 360-degree way,
Yeah.
and finds the cause, not treating always the symptom of the symptom of the symptom.
Yeah, I studied also Chinese medicine and many other things, and I think what's really is frustrating in the system of medicine today is that actually there is no real cure, as you said. There's no real digging deep into the root of the cause, and it just giving medicines for symptoms to avoid the
The,
symptoms.
pr- the problem is, as you just said, Anat, we treat or we try to treat a symptom. You can have 15 different symptoms, but if you don't do a good anamnesis, that means I want to know what's wrong with my patient. Okay, so I would like to know the cause of these 15 different symptoms that this person has. And the more information I've got, the anamnesis is the basic. So I will ask so many questions of the patient to understand also the background, also what profession they did, had they to work, in hazards. I don't know, for example, with chemicals and stuff like that. This is just the basic. And afterwards, instead to look all at this 15 different symptoms, I try to find the cause. And this is unfortunate, really, in Western medicine, because we stuff the patients with medication. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, you have everything upside down, especially the immune system that we will talk about, because the body can't react anymore. The soldiers, they are like exhausted. They say, I am exhausted, I can't anymore, please stop it, bombarding with these chemicals and this medication. So uh, it's not always easy to pinpoint the cause, but this should be the aim, especially nowadays, because we treat just the symptoms.
Yeah, I think that the main problem is that the Western medicine forgot about healing. Like we want healing, not just to lower the symptoms or to balance the symptoms. We want someone to come in sick and and be healed, like really healthy, not depending on medicine for the rest of his life. I
Mhm.
think this is really the main thing here.
The
Um,
problem is, Anat, the human being has forgotten any way to heal itself, because we rely, as soon as we have, I don't know, a headache, we just take medication.
yes,
Instead to do something else, perhaps go and take walk your dog, stay in nature, breathe a fresh air. But we have forgotten, there is already the basic. We humans, or the human race, has forgotten to heal themselves. It wasn't like that in years ago. So I think there is also, I have patients, they think that I have a magic pill. I don't have a magic pill. You have to be open and to realize that there is a, might be a problem, but you have to work on it. I can help you. I am actually merely the tool to show what is wrong. But you decide and you know if you want whatever to do, but it's your responsibility. And people don't like to take responsibility.
It's everybody's responsibility to go through the journey of healing of yeah, it's my work, it's your work. I also believe that no one can heal anybody. You heal yourself. You just need
Exactly.
the
I'm not a
idea.
healer. I'm, as I said, I am showing you what you could do.
Yeah.
So I'm a tool to show you, listen, I have found this issue. It's up to you. This is my recommendation as a medical doctor or a holistic doctor, but it's up to you then also to be consistent, because I have patients, they start perhaps, and then they forget about it. Oh, it didn't work. Well, have you taken it? The body takes at least, if you take plant medicine, at least 1 month to have a reaction. And afterwards, it will get imbalanced.
Yeah.
As I said, there is no miracle pill.
Yeah. So actually, the root of healing, the root of everything is the immune system, our immune system.
Absolutely.
And this is what we want actually to talk about today. So,
Yes. I will present a little bit about, but this is only a very small overview, Anat. So
of
the
course,
audience also, it's important that the audience, it's simple, and of course I will use, I can't avoid it, medical terminology, but everybody will understand it anyway. So the immune system is like really our bodyguard. I can just say this. But most people don't know that the immune system includes organs that process, or actually of the body, that provides to fight infection and toxins, especially these two, infections and toxins, which bacteria is also part of it, fungi and so on. So these organs include the thymus, which resides in the upper anterior, which is actually the front part of our chest, and directly behind the sternum. The thymus gland, funny enough, not many people know about it. And it's also between the lungs.
okay.
Uh, okay, so to function properly, the immune system must detect an extensive variety of agents known as pathogens, the bad guys. They are really bad. From viruses to parasites, worms, bad bacterium, and they have to distinguish all of them, all of these organisms. And then also, are they healthy? Are they unhealthy? And all the tissues around it. So the human immune system is divided into broad groups, which it's called the acquired immune system and the innate immune system. The innate is the one that we get when we are babies and we get perhaps milk from our mothers. There we start to get already the immune system strengthened. And then the acquired one is later on, okay? And so also the immune system is like our second brain. It's connected anyway to the brain because the axis. But this is too complicated and to explain, and it takes several sessions to understand the entire structure of it. Today I will take really just the most important factors about the immune system and how important it is, especially nowadays. Do
I
you
think
have questions?
I think that if I understand you correct, I think the Chinese explain it really well. It's called the prenatal qi and the postnatal qi. The
Yes,
prenatal qi is what you're born with the DNA,
yes,
with the genetic, with what you inherited,
Mm-hmm.
Postnatal chi is how you live, is the way you live, is what you eat, is how you sleep, is your emotional condition, and everything that you build from now on. Like,
Yes, we call it the innate, and well, this is more medical, of course, and then the acquired one because it's genetic. What you take already from birth, what's in actually in your DNA.
yes,
Uh, The Chinese said they have very special um, wording. But it's actually the qi. Qi is life, and it's part of life. Actually, the entire body is qi. But the immune system is really very important. I didn't remember, Anna. Thank you that you mentioned it. Or the prana, actually, with the Ayurveda. So the innate um, immune system is always working to protect the body because really it's like a god. Imagine it as a god. And it does not require any special preparation to stop, obviously, the infection. So the innate immune system is the dominant system of host defense in most organisms. Not, I mean, we talk about humans, but not only we humans. For example, topically, say skin, inflammations, tears, urine, coughing and sneezing, respiratory tract, enzymes in saliva, leukocytes. These are the white blood cells, etc. So the acquired immune system needs first to be clued up before it can work on its in the full efficiency through though, and is only really effective after has encountered a possible infected agent. I remember my youngest son, he was eating stand outside, you know, when they were playing in the playground. So, okay, you will see that it's not really tasteful, but children like that, they can strengthen their immune system because the body says, hello, this is sand. What are you eating? What are you giving me here? Of course, it's reacting, but he won't get sick. And nowadays, everything is aseptic everywhere. I think we get more, we are more prone to get an infection because everything is aseptic.
yeah, especially now, this year.
Especially in the last year and this year is exactly the same. It's a headache.
Too stress.
Um, we should try to still discern everything, and I've noticed that people get actually sick because of this being scared, but not of the virus. Really,
Because of the
I have,
stress and the
yeah,
worry.
the worry, the cortisol is a high skyrocket,
Yeah.
and this is also one of the reasons that the immune system, of course, is out of balance, is completely out of whack. So it's not easy. But also, just to wrap up, the immune system is built like the lymphatic system is almost equivalent to the blood vessels, put it this way. It does carry excessive fluids that are drained from different parts of the body. We have then the lymphoid tissues, the lymph nodes. They are very, very, very important because they filter, and they are very small nodes in oval structures that can be anywhere from 1 millimeter to 25 millimeters. But blood vessels and nerves attached to the lymph nodes, as well as two sets of lymphatic vessels. But this is the lymph nodes are very, very important because they have substances to play a role in showing the substance to the T and B cells. This is important in actually talking about the immune system. This, just if you want that I carry on with the lymph nodes, is up to you. I just say where they are. The lymph nodes are found in regions such as the base of the neck. The armpit is also a region. So swelling or inflammation of these nodes is usually in response to infection in one of the areas that is drained by the lymph node. So this often, what does it mean? That when someone says they have a swollen glands, you can actually feel them,
Yeah,
but they're
swollen.
very, very, yeah, swollen. As I said, the thymus is a very tiny little one, but unfortunately, the older we get, the thymus, the more it shrinks. It's more or less in what the sternum is,
Okay.
and it's also with the liver is there around, and it's really a fortification and defense system against bacteria and viruses. But as I said, the thymus is nobody really thinks about it. This is a little bit I don't like it very much, but it shrinks at the older we get. A very, very important part of the immune system is the spleen. The spleen is the largest of lymphoid organs, but it's not only just lymphoid. It has two roles that it plays. But in this context, the spleen is like a security guard for the body, letting healthy blood cells pass through it and stopping unhealthy ones in their tracks. Okay, and there are also two different parts to the spleen, each with different function. The red one, the red pulp, is named because of its color, and its role is to filter the blood. It does this by having tiny holes in its blood vessels that only allow some types of blood cells through. You can live without a spleen, but it's a little bit of headache. There are people that had injuries to the spleen, say car crash, and that the spleen gets up as a really broken into pieces. It's important to take it out immediately, otherwise uh, people would disintegrate or lose too much blood, okay? So also the spleen, there are areas filled with T cells and B cells, also here. These are very important in the immune system.
Okay.
And these make up about 5 to 20% of the spleen. So there are a lot more of the B cells in younger people, and then the older we get, the number decreases. But this has to do really with age. Then we have there is another very important aspect of the immune system. When the body attacks the own tissues, mistaking them for foreign invaders, that is very sad. It happens often, actually more than we think. This inability to distinguish between foreign organisms and normal body cells, destroying and damaging them, it's called autoimmune disease. I wrapped it up a little bit like this so everybody understands, such as Hashimoto's disease is one of them, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and many other conditions. This is mostly also caused by immunosuppressive drugs that are used, as we said before, in modern medicine, and this is bad. The causes. Why do we have a low immune system, for God's sake? And we should really look after it. High cortisol, that means stress. Then poor mental health because we are stressed out, anxiety, negative emotions. People sometimes feel, is what I have encountered with my patients, unworthiness, guilt, anger, or being even envious, stuff like that. Air pollution, I mean, ecological, environmental
Yeah.
stuff. Pharmacological, misuse of antibiotics, because the antibiotics, of course, they heal in that sense for that moment, but they destroy all the good bacteria. Not only the bad ones, but also the good ones. And then you can get into depression because it's connected to the vagus nerve. Uh, any pharmaceutical medication, metabolic disorders, obesity, viruses which the immune system is trying its best to fight, but it can't, doesn't know what it is. How can I fight it? So the soldiers, these little soldier, poor guys, they can't recognize what sort of virus is this, worms or other stuff. They don't know. So that's why it's getting, with time, really so weak that the body cannot react anymore. The other one also, as I said, lifestyle, of course, inappropriate or lack of exercise, poor diet. We eat too much junk food. I have to say as it is.
We eat too much
Uh,
natural.
White sugar. We eat the processed foods. Um, but it's not only sugar, also other stuff. Especially in countries like America, they or North America, they have a lot of GMOs, um, that is causing havoc, really. But nobody also, I mean, people know, but here in Switzerland, we are actually in Europe, we are not allowed to use GMO. And I find it's very good because otherwise our health would be even worse. Okay, so food is very, very, very important, and preservatives in sorry, excuse me, preservatives in prepared foods also, fried food, canned foods, because they put also Botox. You love perhaps, but it's also Botox in the canned food.
Okay,
And
I didn't know
so
that.
yes, they put it so it doesn't get destroyed, but it's Botox. So
Oh,
many medical. What I tried to tell people how to heal themselves is, first and above all, stress. Lower your stress, because your cortisol is too high. Then all the others, other hormones, the endocrine and exocrine system goes crazy, of course, because they don't know they are at a very high level. Then change your lifestyle, change your diet, and perhaps also be more positive. Go outside into nature, connect with nature. Then, so you can really improve and strengthen the immune system while reducing destructive also allergic and autoimmune responses. Because I see so many people that I don't know, they have also out of nowhere so many allergies, but this is because of especially food, chemical substances, of course. And there are anyway that I speak, especially medication, they are really dead. So they should try to have perhaps, herbal medicine, which are living organism, and are also foods that can boost, um, or compounds that can boost the immune system. It's curd, it's spinach, green tea, but green tea, gunpowder green tea is the Chinese one, sweet potato, broccoli, garlic only for the ones that have a higher blood pressure, because garlic puts down the blood pressure. Be careful. Pomegranate juice, ginger, of course, panax ginseng I give to my patient. Astragalus, this is a mushroom. Echinacea, spirulina, or seaweed. Seaweed is also helping and boosting our immune system. But before taking, or actually thinking of boosting your immune system, you should consider first and above all to detox the entire organism.
exactly what I
Because
wanted to ask you. What
yeah,
about fasting? Because so actually, the more it depends on the blood composition. The more the blood composition is clean from drugs, from stress, from adrenaline, from medicine, from junk food, from fats, then the
yes,
immune system is boosting and can work better, right?
I I say it to my patient, but they usually laugh. They say, "Oh, well, I can't do that. It's too much. Ask. Do a detox,
The
fasting." Our
fasting.
age. I remember my grandmother. She was but this is also because of religious stuff. Before Easter, she was starting the fasting period. That is fine. I mean, it does good for your health, because try to flush out, for God's sake, all these toxins, because
Out before you
when you
get something
it
in.
what I also recommend, but I don't know if you have ever heard about it. It's actually a volcanic powder. It's called Zeolith. I will write it to you later on. And
Okay.
this is like a magnet. I give it to almost all the people, and it's all the toxins that are, but in I mean, in the entire system. It's really like a magnet. It's cleaning the blood. It's doing so many things. I have it given to, I even give it to my dog, which is actually unfortunately diabetic, and it even lowers blood sugar. It's not a joke, because I test her at least twice a day, taking blood samples, and it
Okay.
really within about 1 hour after that I gave her this volcanic powder, the sugar level drops.
Really
Yes.
amazing.
So I will write it to you. I will write also which you should take and which not, because there are about 160 different ones, and we should take only the one, is only one actually that is really certified and you can take. We have it here in Europe, and I know this company since many years. Uh, but you really, it's you can see it in the hair. You can even use it against wounds. It's really, I call it a little bit the miracle.
Yeah, because
Volcanic
wounds is
powder.
toxins that is trying to get out of the skin, out of the body. It's one
Yes, and
way.
when you do a detox, also the one that have the hyperthyroid, okay, they should look. The first day of a detox, you should take bile salt only the first day, because the gallbladder and all the vessels with the gallbladder, they open.
Okay.
Also the liver. So gallbladders, or actually bile salt the first day, perhaps twice a day, and then you start the detox.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
know it usually takes the body 2 3 days to start to detox. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Drink a lot. Please don't drink all this fancy, stupid, excuse my term, all these drinks. Take water, take gunpowder tea, because gunpowder is also helping a lot, which is the green tea. You can take also others, but the green tea is really antioxidant, and it helps to clean the vessels. You can even take neem, is an Ayurvedic plant, neem. It's good to clean the blood. You can make a tea out of it, neem. Neem is very famous. You can buy it anywhere. I have my one from India, because I know where it grows.
Okay.
But to detoxify the body and the liver, because the liver is actually our chemical.
Laboratory.
Any poison goes first and above all through the liver
Of
all
course.
the time, then the kidney, and so on. But if you do a detox, the first day you should take a bile salt to open up all the vessels.
All the vessels. Okay.
Yeah.
I personally believe that you can heal almost every disease, diabetes, colitis, rheumatism, almost any chronic disease by detoxification.
Yes.
Because most of the diseases are just toxins in the tissue. So it doesn't matter if it's the lung tissue, the gut tissue, but the minute
Doesn't matter.
you detoxify and you clean it and you clean the tissue and you rejuvenate the blood composition, then any chronic disease can go away, and so easy. And I believe the detoxification is the key to anything. actually.
especially now that it comes spring. You can feel it also in the air. We have more sunshine. We have beautiful weather. Even if it's raining, but we have different temperatures. It's not so cold anymore, at least in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah,
Now we should try to prepare the body already for spring. So that means do it to the detox. Uh, give the body at least 1 week, at least 1 week from start when you finish, because it has to readjust and all the toxins. Because I have somebody in the family, she got pimples while starting this detox, and they said just let the work actually the body work, just let it out. That means these were toxins stuck under the skin, and now the pimples are coming out. That means the
yeah,
body is
trying to
working.
get it out. Yeah, actually, in Chinese medicine, from February, March, this is the time to do the spring clean. And
Yes.
actually, what the Chinese medicine diet recommend to do, I will ask you, what do you recommend to eat? The spring cleanse is to eat only green apples, green leaves like lettuce or any green leaves, and a whole brown rice, 1 cup of whole brown rice. You can drink water, you can drink green tea,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it for at least 1 week, up to 10 days.
Yes, not more, because otherwise the body, gets a little bit in panic. I say also 1 week, at least 1 week do it. So um, depends with apples. I would be a little bit careful. Why? Apples are very acidic, okay? And
Yeah,
most people are not, I have found out that the pH of the blood, which is the most important, I'm not talking about the urine, I'm talking about the pH of the blood. There are much, sorry, my voice. They are so acidic. The pH of the blood should be around 7.4, 7.5. That would be ideal. But if it's lower, that means you're too acidic. So avoid, it's not like a lemon. The lemon is, yes, acidic, but it get in the when you ingest it in the body, it's no longer, it gets actually alkaline. Then I would prefer that to take apple cider vinegar also instead of the apple.
okay,
But keep the diet very simple. Don't take any starches. Don't eat any bread. Don't Nothing like that. If you want to take rice, yes, even is a broth, that helps a lot. If you don't want to take all the time green tea, is what I also recommend. So the body, it doesn't collapse. This is important, because people feel weak with the broth. You can, if you are not vegan, or depends on the person, that usually helps to not, because we have to give electrolytes to the body. That means you
yeah,
have to take potassium, you have to take magnesium. This is another part of it.
okay. Also, what I know is that fruits are great for detoxification because they're very easy to digest, almost takes no energy from
Yes.
mm, the
Pears, for example, are neutral. I give them also pears. If people don't like them to eat raw, they can actually, you should avoid during a detox to eat raw stuff, because it takes longer to be digested. So when I do a detox, I take the pears, but I cook them.
okay.
I
So it's
cook
easy
them
to digest them.
exactly, and
Okay,
it's really swashing out even asparagus, for example, and celery. These two, they flush out all the liquids. You
okay,
can eat you can eat asparagus. White ones are the best, and as I said, um, really, I have to. Today, I think in 3 different languages. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't even know which language I'm talking. And the other one that I said, celery. You can even make smoothies if you want. Um, but I would suggest not to eat raw stuff during a detox.
yeah. And So yeah, so actually, the more your body is clean, the more the blood is clean, the more we detoxify the toxins from the body, then you can fight, then you can easily fight bacteria, viruses, and
Exactly.
the immune system reacts more quickly, I believe.
Mhm. Yes, of course. Then you strengthen from, you have like if you say we build the house, if we don't have a fundaments, the structure, it will fall down. You can't build, it's not possible. Or sometimes I take this analogy with patients. Say I have this cup, if I keep on pouring, sooner or later it will go full. It can't take anymore, doesn't have space. So I have to empty my cup, of course, and start anew. So we can build from the bottom. And then you can see it really in the entire body, also mentally, because the guts, they are connected to the vagus nerve. This is actually the wandering nerve. I made a video about this. It's the longest that we have. And it gets up to the brain, and that's why people get depressed, because of the very bad bacteria in the guts.
The guts, yeah. Actually, I heard this interview with you. It was amazing because I didn't know that, but it makes so much sense. That the more the guts are filled with toxins, and
Mm-hmm.
then it goes up to the brain, and actually the toxins, we all the system of the body is connected. The blood is flowing everywhere, so it's not separated. So if the guts are toxins and full of toxicity, then it goes everywhere, and it, yeah. So
That's why we call it actually the second brain, the guts. Why? Because it's connected to the brain. As I said, the vagus nerve is a transcranial nerve. It starts more or less here, and it goes down. It's really the longest, and it's called the wandering nerve. 10% of information go down to the gut, okay, but 90% goes back to the brain.
it's amazing.
So you have the fog in your brain, and you feel anxious. You feel, like a zombie sometimes. It
Yeah,
means
like
the more
foggy.
foggy, you don't know, what to do. But this is because your immune system is, first of all, upside down. Stop eating, please, junk food, also the soft drinks, and also the mental pattern. Or you're allowed to tell me also, are not toxic people. With really toxic people, they've made that your cortisol goes up, skyrockets. You're always stressed and angry and so on. And this is affecting also your immune system. First of all, perhaps you won't eat, or you eat much more than you usually do. Depends on the person.
Yeah, it's true because we usually tend to tell people what to eat, how to sleep, when to sleep, and to change the life routine. But actually, there are many people, not many those days, but people who are happy and satisfied, and they don't eat so well, and they don't manage such a healthy lifestyle, but they're really healthy because they're circulating
Mhm.
everything very very fast because they're satisfied, they're happy, they're not stuck with anger. So
Mhm.
the nerve energy, the emotional part, like you said, is very very important, I think, with the immune system. And
Absolutely, because you see, Anand,
it's not
um,
only about food. And
it's not only food. It's whatever is also around you. I say I am lucky because I have my dog. You have also yours, and I go out with her several times a day. I can listen to music, but usually I don't. I just want to listen to nature. Now it's warmer, we can go out a little bit more, and that is really invigorating. But not only the physical body, but also the mind, also the colors that we perceive, the light that we get into our body.
yeah,
See our body I call it the temple. We live in this body. This is a home. Please treat your temple with gratitude. You will love also, Anna. My grandmother, she used to bless the food she was eating. She was talking to the food, and I thought she's crazy. She is not crazy. Or she passed away. She was 93. But also the food that we take into our physical body.
Of course, food is energy. Everything is
Food is
energy.
energy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When
So
you put it inside you, it has to have good energy. It has to be,
exactly.
yeah, of course. It's not, yeah, of course, it makes sense. It makes sense. Actually, in many religions, you bless the food, and
Yes.
yeah,
But I think it's correct because this food is nurturing us.
of course,
It's giving energy, and it's anyway. Is everything is an exchange of energy. We
of
are
course.
energy. Everything, the entire universe is energy. But people don't understand this is not just a physical body. You live in that body. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to be on this planet. You would be like air, like a ghost. Honor it. Honor the food that you take into your mouth, but honor your body as a whole because we are holy. It has nothing to do with religion. You can call it God, source, whatever you want it, but we have this physical body, and this, thank God we have it so we can be on this planet. But please, please, please honor it.
Yes. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for this talk. Thank you for your time, and we will talk soon.